I'm at a spot that I've done a long time ago, and I come back because after looking at some of my finds, I've noticed that I remembered bottles, and there might be more here. I'm in search of a bottle dump, and when I worked this place, it was summertime, and the overgrowth was real bad. I couldn't see in between the branches and whatnot. So I'm working inside some spots, and I end up finding something that I've missed. And it looks like a suspender buckle. One of the old ones that would have had a date on it. So when I get home, I'll be able to clean it up, but that looks like 1800s. So it's going to be an adventure today. I've invited everybody to the group. It's in the 50s today, March 1st, and it's real nice. So hopefully they come, and we'll see what we can dig up. This one's a shallow 25, and it's right there. It's right on the side of a log that is laying there. I think I'm in the bottle area. At least what I remember of it. Ooh. What is this? Ooh, it's a lantern part, and it's huge. Can't believe March 1st, 57 out. No snow, a little bit of wind. Thing's a little crunchy. Boy, it's gonna look great in a shadow box. Look at the size of this lantern. I would have to say it's probably the biggest I've ever seen. Big as the palm of my hand. I did find one other thing. Found some old boot. Looks like a lady's boot. It's kind of delicate looking. It's definitely early. Could be anywhere from the 1800s, 1900s, probably most likely somewhere early 1900s. This is a shallow, like 25 going to a 28. Light. Okay, some kind of like a switch right here of some sort. Nothing's going to make it to the shadow box, but it's definitely different. I surely didn't think this hole was going to be anything. It was the scratchiest, weakest 21. And look at this. That's a nice big spoon. Kind of tractor going by. It's embossed up here. It looks like something from like a big hotel. I mean, look how thick this is. Is that unbelievable? Jeez. I have no idea. It's definitely like a, almost like a crest, like a hallmark of some sort. This is going to be neat when I clean this sucker up. You can tell it was silver plate. I think I nicked it right there with the shovel. Alrighty, there's definitely still old here. I love finding spoons. I have a huge collection of silverware I've been finding for the last few years, and I'm sure I can make something out of it. Even wind chimes or something like that would be cool. Well, before I go any further, this is the same hole where the spoon came out of, and I went over it, and it started picking up like a 21 or something. And I think I picked this thing up. That's what it might have been. I don't know if it's made out of copper or something, but anyhow, also this came out of the hole. Some porcelain. So I started poking around a little bit more, and I pulled up a little bit of ash, and I think I might be in a spot where someone was dumping a long time ago. My shovel, I almost lost my shovel because this ground is real soft, and there was like a cavity. If I stand up, I can put more weight on it, but I'm not trying to lose my shovel. but there's a lot of nails in here. I'm pulling up. Handle. Old bucket handle. Big tree root right there. And the ground is like, there's all sorts of stuff in here. More bottle parts. This was the ash I was talking about. That was kind of weird. But I'm going to keep digging, and I'll come back when I find something decent. Especially some full old bottles would be nice. Did a little digging. I went from that spot to right about over here. It's probably like 5 feet, 6 feet maybe, by 3 max. And the artifacts are only 3 to 6 inches deep. And then there's hard pack under that, a lot of brick block. It's from when the building that was here fell down, and I have no idea what the building is. But I'll show you what I found so far. Nothing really crazy, some kind of pulley that doesn't look all that old. This thing here looks like off of a burner or something like that. I'm going to bring it with me just in case. This kind of looks like it was off of a change purse or something, or a file. I have no idea. What else? And I don't think it's anything special. You can tell everything came out of a hot fire. Some old hardware from a skeleton key type lock. And then I found this. It's a person with no head, or missing about 2/3 of a head. It's porcelain, no arms. Arms weren't in the hole, or they could be, but I you know, can't pinpoint that. And then some nice green glass, 1800 stuff. So I'm hoping if I do some digging, I can find some more. Turn the metal detector back on. Let me see if there's anything that I missed. And it looks like not. No coins, nothing like that. Well, I didn't go very far. That's the area I was digging in. And I come over here just to do a sample hole. And look at a picture frame or something. It's definitely old. It's made out of copper or brass. It's almost like it could hold a card on the other side. It had 4 spots where you could tack into something, like to a file cabinet or something like that. It's kind of neat. A lot of nails in a hole. As you can see, some big, huge spikes. Lots of glass. Dark. Maybe a wine bottle or beer bottle. A lot of stuff. More copper or something like that. Definitely some type of dumping grounds. I just don't know what. There's a 20 right in this section. Big work down here. Alright, let me scan. Sounds like it's more over here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, what do we got here? What the heck could have that gone to? It almost looks like a spur. It's made out of copper. Very, very cool. This was about 3 or 4 inches down. Look at that freaking decorative hardware. Isn't that beautiful? Today is going to be solid relics, I can tell it. I mean, that is unbelievable. I wish the handle was made out of brass, but they use steel. But dang, that is nice. When it's cleaned up, boy, that's going to look beautiful. Yep. There's an island to this piece of property. when this, you know, we're in March now, the beginning of March. The water's going to be a little high, but by June, this water's not here anymore. It's a big fat island right in the middle. And I can see where there's a brim going all the way around. I'm thinking they might have poured garbage over the side for a couple of years and then was like, well, that's too close to her home and that building, whatever that brick building is. And I believe they dumped it on the island, because further down there is a land bridge. You can see it there, and then there's another side that goes down. I'm going to go towards that way and see if there's any bottles over there. June, I'm going to that island. This is a 29. This is just 1 bar down, shallow. Ooh. I have no clue. I would say probably lantern, but your guess is as good as mine on this one. She's definitely old. All made out of brass or copper. This ground turned into something different. I kind of like the way it looks. I see bottles floating to the top. This big old thing here. What's that? It looks like a top of a carburetor, or a it goes to the points or something. Yeah, I think this is maybe to a capacitor. Old tractor car. There's some old bottles that are broken here. I might have to do a test pit. See if I can find something. There is a debris field here. Bowls. Broken bottles. It all goes down here. And I did find one cool thing so far. And it was a surface find. I love surface finds. Look at this. I think this thing is going to tell a story once I clean it up, but is that beautiful? Man, great stuff. I did find some bottles, did find a coin, and an old coin, real old. Now the coin isn't as old as this area that I'm digging at the top, but I think it's older on the way it goes down. A lot of these bottles and everything that are in here are smashed. I have got a bunch of full ones, but usually they're the smaller, harder ones that are harder to break, like mason jars and stuff. They're crumbling, but there's a lot of old mason jars in here, ball jars. These are the old ones. That's a real old one there with a puffed out neck like that. You know, ponds, some kind of metal wrap. These, I've got 2 of them so far, and I found these in the past. I think they're around the 1920s and 30s. I've seen these before, perfume and nail polish, old nail polish. I've had a bunch of these before. Now this is interesting. This is a prism, so I'm thinking some kind of magnifying of some sort. So that's interesting. A lot of oyster shells, and the price so far is in the oyster shell. Let me put this magnifying glass back. I couldn't believe this popped out, but it's a 1 dime and it's seated. The heck is that doing here? An 1853 seated. I think I scratched it a little bit. You know, I'm bottle digging. There's no, you see the amount of metal and chips in here. There's no way a metal detector's gonna get this. I don't care if you have a 1-inch coil, but that is beautiful. Nice piece of silver for the day. Put that in my pocket so I don't lose it. And I'm going to keep digging and see what else I can find in here. If I get to a hot spot, I'll let the camera roll. But I didn't bring a seat because, you know, I might be able to make a seat if I drag a branch over here like a big fat log. I like to dig and spread this way. Go down and work all the way down the hill. It was definitely some type of dumping ground. And there's that big chute there. So I'm thinking that probably goes down out into the water, maybe. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe it was a mine shaft. This place could have been a mine at one time. I have no idea. But there was nothing on the maps in the 1950s into present. It shows the building here, and the building's huge. in the early 1800s. It doesn't show any landmark here, so I haven't looked between like 1860s to 1950. I haven't looked in that era. I won't find obviously any aerial maps, but maybe I can find old maps of what it could have been here at one time. So almost every bottle in here is busted. It was like it was dozed and pushed over the corner, because you can see all these bricks or tile is just it was dumped here. My theory is this came from another section somewhere and dumped into this gully, and between all the big heavy block and everything, that's why everything's messed up. Every once in a while my eyes fool me. I think I see something. I did find a few more things. I found something that was kind of weird. Turn this thing back on. This says Trade M&M Mark Malted Milk. I have no idea. I'll have to look that one up when I get home. That's a new one on me. Could be a milk bottle. I did find a weird ponds with the feet on it. I like that. That's like very Art Deco. This glass here is so dark, light can't shine through it. Maybe it's porcelain. No, it's glass, but it's dark. I did find some stuff in my pocket. A bullet that kind of blown up at the end. Kind of weird. Part of a pocket watch. I don't know if it's silver. Might be silver plated, but I'll find out when I get home. But it's definitely a pocket watch. Some clock gears, lantern parts. This might have been an old inkwell that I didn't break it, but I might have chipped it or so, but it don't matter. But that might have been an old inkwell that was down there. That's definitely late 1800s. And that's really about it. I'm gonna call it for this spot, and I'm gonna go up on top and then just metal detect. Maybe I can find another landslide of a bottle dump. But this spot here is getting thinner going up, and there's really nothing there. You go down about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and then it becomes big slabs of slate like that. So there's old stuff in here. It would take you an excavator to get rid of all this to get to it, and I don't have one here to do that. I'm back metal detecting, looking to see if there's any more bottle places like this. This is a 17, 18, 4 bars down, so it's saying it's deep. And I think it was lying to me. Oh. Wow, I think it's a real old bullet. That'll be interesting when I clean that one. Wow, I've never seen this version. I just dug this hole and found parts of a pocket watch. You know what else I found too? While I was walking in the woods, I found a hoe. Not just any hoe. Kind of like a kid's, woman's. Well, I started working the field just next to this place, and I got myself a dog tag. 1964. Gotta love that. That would have been a silver coin if that was a quarter. For the wrap up today, this was a pretty good hunt. I didn't expect it to go this well. I mean, I've got some savers here. For coins, I ended up getting $3.37. Towards the end, I showed where I got the dog tag, and I got out of the woods and I went into a field. And that's where the dog tag came from, and a lot of the coins. Some of the coins were right on the edge of being silver, and then there's some modern day ones. There's dollar tokens over here, or dollar coins over here. One is, I can't pronounce it, but it's an Indian lady on there. And then the other one is, I have no idea. Thomas Jefferson. There was a nickel in there that I did find in the yard, or in the field part, from 1952. There was a house there or two, plus maybe a barn. I don't know. But the ground had fill added to it. I did get some deep signals. They were so deep I couldn't even dig them. Plus they were probably going to be like a big piece of iron because it was deep. Nevertheless, a couple toy saucers. I think this piece here is probably a big lamp part. I think it went to a lamp, but I'm not quite sure. No idea. Big lantern piece. Two different pocket watch parts. It's not silver. It's some kind of plating on here. So this pocket watch probably wasn't from the 1800s. I mean, it could be, but I'm thinking more probably like the 20s and 30s, somewhere around there, like most of the stuff came from. Porcelain dowel, missing arms, porcelain head. Couldn't get a date off the suspender buckle, but I believe it was probably from the late 1800s. Pond's jar, inkwell, another inkwell. These two I don't have. This one I don't have either. This is a large inkwell, and I thought when I found this thing it was going to be able to fit my dollar coins in there, but it's just like a hair too small. I couldn't even force it in there if I wanted, which I wouldn't want to do anyhow, but man, it's got a big mouth on there for an ink jar. But that's beautiful. I mean, that's a really nice, and all three of these I do not have, which is nice. So they're going to the collection. This is a malted milk jar. It's different than normally you would see. I'm not sure what's so special about it, but this one here, this jar cleaned up, runs for between $10 to $30, sought after, and these two here are $10 each. I'm not sure what this was used for. Could have been aspirin or something. Most likely Vicks. Not extremely old, but this one here might have been from probably like the 40s. This glass here, I only kept this just to show you, but look how dark and black that glass is. Light can't even go through it. Not even on the slivers that are broken, I can't even see light go through it. It's weird. Don't have the foggiest. Maybe a candlestick holder, or maybe the way it's caved here. Sometimes they used to have egg holders. I don't know. This is a weird bullet here. It has a big old U in the middle of it. Some kind of other line, but that could have been where it was struck. But it looked like it was struck right across here on both sides, like bam. Never seen a bullet like that. It's a weird one. This bullet here was never even shot. I can't read the numbers in the back. I think it says 06 or 90 or something. Very strange. This is a big old silver plated spoon. This is the mark that they put on there. I don't understand what it is. No idea. An A and an M, W, something, I don't know. Old silver plated spoon. This here is a magnifying glass. Could have gone to anything, maybe a camera, I don't know. Two escutcheons, and these are definitely early, definitely 1800s. I'm not sure what this went to. Some of the stuff I'm not saving, you know, like this piece here. I don't think it's that old. This I have no idea. It looks like a spur, but it could have went to a machine. I don't know, maybe some kind of gearing. No clue. Very strange piece to find. Some clock parts, or a clock part. This almost looks like it went to a change press, but it could have went to an old file. No clue. A dateless wheat penny. 1964 dog tag. That's always cool. And probably, I wouldn't say the prize of the day, because I really like this inkwell, probably the best. But it is, that's a nice old coin. 1853 seated. So 1853 dime, very nice. Put that in my dime bottle that I have over here somewhere. And that's pretty much it. That there was 4.5 hours, almost getting close to 5 hours. I was in the woods really searching, in that bottle area. Was absolutely horrible to dig through, the rubble and the block and everything. So I'm thinking a lot of this stuff probably came from the 1800 house that was in the field, and when they started modernizing the area, I think they came with dozers and they started pushing everything right to the cliff. And that's where all this stuff is, because there's all sorts of years here. Everything from the mid 1800s, like this clock here, you definitely know that was probably the 1800s. Same with the lantern pieces and stuff like that. Even the suspender clip, we all know that these come, this style here is like around the 1800s, the escutcheon, and all the way to modern. We got coins from, I think this is a 2010 right here. This is the newest quarter I found. Hasn't even lost its shininess all the way yet. Almost looks silver, but it's a 2020, I think? A 2020? I don't know. It's a little bit of everything. If you like this video, I have one every single week. And hopefully see you next week.